Hello, everyone. Mad Dog here. Uh, I hope your week is going well. Mine has gone fairly well this week. Not a whole lot to complain about. Pretty normal, average week, really. Except for the fact that we needed to get our air conditioner fixed, but that didn't cost us anything, and it's working much better now, which I am much relieved about, since it was a simple fix that could have been fixed when they installed the air conditioner. But they didn't know what they were doing. Or they did know what they were doing, but they didn't do their job correctly. Anyway, the air conditioning problem is fixed. That is not what I'm here to talk to you guys about today. Some of you who follow me on Facebook know for the last 2 or 3 days now I have had the theme music from Mad Max Fury Road in my head. I have not actually seen this movie, not yet. I definitely want to see it. Kind of disappointed that I did not get to see it in the theater. But, and I may go out later and see if I can find a copy. I got a little extra money this week. Not much, but we'll see if we can find a used copy. Anyway, that fact, that reminded me that of the whole franchise, Mad Max, the whole Mad Max franchise, which has I've been looking up a lot of stuff about it lately. There's a big fan community, or a fan community built around it, and I've been looking at some stuff about it. And it made me realize something that I never really thought about before. Mad Max, even though we know a lot more about his character, is in the same vein as The Man with No Name from Clint Eastwood's early spaghetti westerns, which are some of my favorite westerns of all time. I like characters like that, drifting heroes who have somewhat uncertain morality, but in the end do the right thing, are heroes. I like that kind of hero. It's one of my favorite type of characters, actually. Sorry about that. Anyway, it is actually one of my favorite type of characters of all. I mean, technically, Doctor Who is a wandering hero, even though his morality is a lot more steadfast than, say, The Man with No Name or Mad Max, even though he's not a violent man like they are, but he is still a wandering hero. And at least at the beginning of Doctor Who, we don't know a whole lot about him, which I like that. It's... I'm sweating. I just got out of the shower and I'm sweating. Anyway, I really like that type of hero. It's one of my favorites, as I've already said. And I know that when George Miller first wrote and directed the first Mad Max movie, he didn't know that he was creating a hero like that until someone pointed out to him how much in line the reaction to Mad Max was, how similar it was to what Joseph Campbell wrote about in The Hero with a Thousand Faces. And so George Miller began tapping into that with The Road Warrior, with Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, with even Mad Max Fury Road. Which Mad Max Fury Road, based on what I was reading, was supposed to be the last Mad Max movie originally, with Mel Gibson playing the role of Max for the last time, where Max would finally redeem himself, only after going completely mad, completely losing himself. But then he would redeem himself and come back into society and stop wandering the wasteland like he has been from the end of Mad Max on. But, things happened and they casted Tom Hardy, and George Miller decided to go ahead and do something different. Although some of those elements, based on what I've been looking at, do still show up in Mad Max Fury Road. But the thing I like about heroes like that, you don't have to have a set continuity built around them, because they wander in and out of situations. So the stories can take place at any time in their life. And I like that. I mean, sometimes heroes do need closure later on, but I still kind of like that whole motif. And that's why we don't know, like when we watch the movies with The Man with No Name, which are, you should know them, A Fistful of Dollars, For a Few Dollars More, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. In that one, we don't know what order those movies actually happen in. There's a little bit more continuity in the Mad Max movies until you get to Fury Road, which George Miller has admitted isn't really a sequel to any of the movies but the very first one, and perhaps The Road Warrior. But I like that. It creates a very mythic feel to the stories, which I really like. Anyway, I know I'm rambling on here about this, but I hope I've gotten my point across about why I like it so much, about how that type of hero is one of my favorite type of heroes in literature and movies, period. Um, like I said, it's been a very rambling vlog, and I know I've been kind of incoherent a couple of times. Don't ask me why. But anyway, uh, I do hope you all have a good rest of your day. I hope you have a good weekend, and I will see you again next week. This is Mad Dog signing off. Goodbye for now.